been part of agriculture my entire life. My grandfather was an ag teacher and chartered an FFA chapter 70 years ago this year. And that's really where my passion for agriculture started.
My dad and grandpa made sure that we had access to the farm the whole time we were growing up. We had cattle growing up that were raised for FFA on the farm, and that helped us see where we started with cattle to where we finished with them. We saw the whole process. You kind of realize what's going on behind the scene, and then as you get older, you realize, hey, it's not just putting seeds in the soil and stuff comes up. You've got to make choices.
When I was 8 years old, I understood what the farm crisis was. And so from a very young age, I knew that had impacted our family. And so in college, I wrote a lot of papers about it. I cared a lot about it. So I was an engineer for a couple of years, and one day I was walking to work, and I just thought I would rather be walking to a barn.
I've really grown with the policy side of things. We started off with trips to the Capitol down there and meeting with the congressmen and making sure they know that we have concerns on certain topics too. I'm sitting on the policy development committee now, and we started at the county level hearing what people are concerned about and continuing that on and making sure that their concerns are heard. When I was fortunate enough to go to DC with Farm Bureau, I got to meet with our congressman out there, and I got to share our personal side of the story when all the trade wars started and how it was affecting us. And I feel like he really latched on to what I was saying.
Hi, Facebook. This is Laura Cunningham coming to you from Skyview Farms. Ag education's always been a subject that's been important to me. It's also been a focus of our county board. Ag in the Classroom has been an excellent organization to get connected with, and has provided some opportunities for me to get into the classroom and share with kids and expose them to what we do on our cattle farm. We told a story the other day of what my husband does for prep work before he goes out to spray a corn or soybean field, using some of the technology out there to identify where are beehives, where are sensitive crop fields. It's all about being neighborly, sharing stories, and helping others understand what we're doing to protect the land, protect our community members, and be neighborly.
So I think as farmers, we have the obligation to be good farmers, to take care of the land that we are stewards of, to advocate so others can get into farming and to educate consumers. But I also think that we have the opportunity to be a community of farmers together from all different types of farming together with one voice. You know, there's the cool stuff about going to DC, which I've done, and going to the Capitol. But my favorite part is just going to the county meeting and getting to know my fellow farmers. Susan Utes was my mentor, and she was one of the first CSA farmers in the state of Iowa. And she said to me, you can't just farm. You have to educate. You have to care about policy.
This past year, we applied for a SHARE grant, which allowed us to provide classroom tools for STEM classrooms in all 3 school districts in our area. The second part of our grant, which we're looking forward to completing next year, is an industry tour. We're inviting all of the sophomores from all school districts in our county to tour farms and farm businesses and learn about all the careers that contribute. Another opportunity we've gotten into in the last couple years is a partnership with the local community college. We're close enough to the college that the partnership's been really nice to have for our business, but also really beneficial for the students to get some hands-on experience.
So this year with COVID, we weren't being able to do our grocery cart races. So instead, we donated money to the local food pantries, and the home office for Farm Bureau matched our donations. We help out at STEM Fest. We put on a little booth helping introduce the agriculture. We are helping the Iowa corn growers here in this county to do an outreach supper for the adults and get them involved and have guest speakers with agriculture. And currently we're working on getting a tractor cab simulator here. Kids out here drive by and they see a farm, but they don't necessarily get to step foot on that farm and see what goes on.
I was mentored by a woman who mentored a lot of people, and there's a number of people that are farming in the state because of her, and I'm mentoring new farmers. And so I meet one-on-one with farmers to help them through their crop plans or help them through their land access issues. I've been on 3 different farms in 10 years and was able to buy a farm a year ago. My husband and I bought a farm, but that was a long road to get there. When I think specifically about Farm Bureau and I think about the policy handbook and I think about the resolutions, so many people think that those are dry and don't matter, and I have seen direct impact of fighting to get something and as a resolution at the county level, and then seeing Farm Bureau at the state level 2 years later support it. To be your own advocate, to have the opportunity to voice your own concerns is really important.
As part of the Young Farmer Leadership Award, we're given the opportunity to nominate a local charity for a recipient of a grant. My husband Aaron and I are really excited to be able to nominate the Central Springs Ag Ed Boosters as the recipient of our award.
Ag education has always been huge for her because it was part of her kind of family history. Her grandfather chartered an FFA, and he was very big into continuing ed for farmers in the area and people in general, and she continues to do that to this day.
We'd love to see an FFA charter in our local school. The baby steps to get there is fundraising and getting our community involved and getting students excited about it.
As recipients of this award, we have the opportunity to give back to our community, and we chose the Kids Zone Early Learning Center. And we just really feel that having quality and reliable childcare in this community is super important, and it's been very important to us.
They were in need of a security system there. They got donated a building and they needed to upgrade the security system. So with that money, they are going to put in a camera system to watch the kids as they come and go from the door.
Heath's relationship with the food pantry just seemed to be a perfect fit to provide that monetary donation, especially in today's time of economic insecurity. So it just has kind of just been a perfect fit with how to provide that grant to a place that will support our local population that's in need.
So I often think about how we only have about 40 seasons as farmers to make a go of this. And when all is said and done, I don't want it to be just about my farm and this place and my family. I want it to be about the many farmers that started because I had a small role in their life. I want it to be about repopulating the landscape of Iowa, knowing that there's many ways you can farm and that a small-scale farm can be economically viable right alongside a large-scale farm, that we can have a diversity of farmers on our landscape.
One of the reasons I've been inspired to take leadership roles within Farm Bureau, within my community, is thinking about the future. We've just welcomed a new son into our family. I can't wait for him to start getting involved in the farm, to learn why we love it so much. But I also find myself thinking about what is it going to look like in 20 years when he's ready to take active roles in the farm? And more importantly, what's our community going to look like?
Part of us sharing our personal story is because everyone out there making the laws aren't out here on the farm every day and knowing what's actually happening out here. So we want to pass that on. We want our kids to have something. We want the next generation to have something and to improve what we're doing out here. It's a constant drive to improve what we're doing. If we're not improving, then what's the point?
I want to show the next generation. You know, I'm pregnant right now. I'm going to have a little girl in March. And to show her that farming is an occupation that she could go into if she wants. But there's a large farming community that we're part of. And I love that my daughter will get to know that and be part of that rich heritage.